Welcome back, everyone. All my friends. It is Sunday, April 6th in the NBA, and I got 5 picks locked and loaded for this huge NBA slate. We have games that start at 1 p.m. Eastern, and then I think the latest game's at like 9 or 10. So we have a lot of basketball to sweat, and we have some picks pretty much all throughout the day. So we're going to have a pretty action-packed day. If you are new, my name's Austin. We'll dive into the picks in just one moment. But as always, if you are new, do me a favor, like and subscribe. And you guys should know we start with a recap of yesterday, the day before, and unfortunately, it was a rare losing day for us. We haven't had a lot of those recently. Knock on wood. A 1-2 day. We cashed Rudy Gobert double-double. That should have been minus 2,000. He had that at the halftime. Mo Gay's under. I'm glad I didn't watch that game. I was out of the house, so I didn't have a chance to watch. He played the entire fourth quarter, which he never does, but it was a blowout. So they played him with the bums. He scored 4 points in the fourth quarter, and that's how he ended with 6 on the hook. I also gave out Bam Adebayo's exclusive under, and Tyler Hero got ruled out. So I really, whatever, you can't do much there. If Hero gets ruled out, Bam's probably going over because they got no one else to score. But a 1-2 day, not worried about it. We have a big slate to make those units back up. Still over the 40 unit mark. Still trying to get to that 50 unit mark. That is my goal. Maybe it doesn't happen in the regular season, maybe in the postseason. We'll try our best. If you are new, like I said, my name's Austin. Thank you for tuning in. I always say this, Sundays normally are least viewed videos. So the fact that you're out here, I appreciate you. I love you. Hit that like button, subscribe. Let's have a great day. Let's go 5-0 for all the people that aren't watching. And so that when we come back on Monday's video, they're like, 5-0. One day I don't watch. Let's try to do that. And we'll begin with Mr. Tyrese Haliburton. Over 10.5 assists. Minus 114 on FanDuel. Now, I thought I made a rule that I don't take assist props on teams on the road. I will make the exception for Haliburton in what I believe to be the best matchup for him possible. If it doesn't cash, I'm out on assist props on the road. But I really love this spot for him and the Pacers against the Denver Nuggets. Now, like I said, they're on the road in Denver, but I don't really think that matters a ton. Denver's been a pretty bad defense, and they love to run up and down the court. Jokic inbounding it quickly, running up, shooting threes and stuff like that. That's perfect for Haliburton, a guy that also likes to do the same thing on the other side. So we should see an action-packed game. This is a total at 240 for this game. So we're expecting a lot of points. Hopefully they come via Haliburton assists, who will be without Pascal Siakam today. I'd argue that's probably a good thing for us here, because Pascal Siakam, they'll sometimes go to him in the post, being like, all right, Pascal, maybe we missed a couple shots. We'll go to you in the post, and we ain't getting assists if we're in the post. So I'd rather Haliburton manage this offense and do his job. Now, as always, we'll be back on PropsMadness. You guys know we use that site every single day. You'll see these are Haliburton's last 17 games. He has hit this over in 11 of 17. You'll see the odds switching a little bit. It was minus 114. They were going all around. I wouldn't play this at 10 and 11 and a half personally. He has faced Denver in here. 15 assists. You see that number? 32 potential assists, 97 passes in 40 minutes. Now they lost that game, and TJ McConnell did not play. So take it with a grain of salt. Do I think he gets 32 potential assists? Probably not. But we've seen him have a lot of potentials. He's all against the Jazz. 16, but he was a blow. I didn't even play in the fourth quarter. 20 here. Not, greatest matchup against Charlotte. 20 here. Thunder and the Wizards, he scored like 600 points in this game. But again, we've seen a ton of potential assists, and this is as good of a matchup as you'll see. You see where he gets all of his assists. 36% go to the restricted area, where, again, this is a Nuggets team that struggles there. Again, non-restricted area inside the arc, good matchup. Three-pointers, good matchup. Everything on paper says this is a terrific matchup for Haliburton to get assists, and so I will take it. I'm not taking the double-double. That's like minus 170. Not doing that. So I'll take the 10.5 assists. I don't like taking guys a lot for these high lines, but the Pacers still have things to play for. The Nuggets do as well. I think it's plenty of opportunities. Jokic not known for being the best rim protector, but they do like to trap when get screens. And I think Miles Turner gets wide open looks. So let's hope Miles Turner can knock down some shots, or can go in and lay it in and get us some easy looks down there. And let's hope Obi Toppin starts as well. That would be ideal. Love Haliburton over 10.5 assists. First play of the day. Our next play will be an under. We've done really well on unders. The last few unders have not been hitting, but whatever. We're at a 69% hit rate on the year. We're allowed to have a few unders that miss, especially like a Bam Adebayo under, where we can't even predict what happened yesterday with Hero not playing. And Mo Gay, tough. Modest Buzelis, under 6.5 rebounds, minus 130 on Bet365. Now, this line might switch throughout the day, and this is an early start. This game starts at 1 p.m. So if you're watching this video, I pray that Modest Buzelis does not become Dennis Rodman, but I really think I will fade this guy anytime he gets a 6.5 line. This is not a guy I consider to be a great rebounder, and maybe he does it against the Hornets, but again, not a guy that I'm out there like, oh, this guy's grabbing 7 boards consistently. Now, I will note he's done it recently, and you can see that by his PropsMadness chart. He's actually over in 4 of his last 5 games, so tip the cap to him. But again, did against the Blazers, proud of him there. But then these 2 games finishing on the hook, Lakers, I get it. He's not guarding any of their primary guys. Thunder, a great matchup, but and he played a lot because it was a blowout, so they played him more minutes. I just don't see this as a great spot for him to grab boards. I mean, you see the rest of his chart is as red as it gets. So has he just become a better rebounder, or just maybe got a little bit lucky with a couple matchups and just what's been going down? I think it's probably more the luck factor than anything. We've seen other guys of similar rebounds versus the Hornets. They're all soaring under. I mean, Pascal Siakam, Keegan Murray, all these guys going under. So I don't see this as a big high upside rebounding spot for Modest Buzelis. Now he could get it, but it's a 1 p.m. start. Those are always wonky type games. And at the end of the day, this is a guy that I just don't think is a great rebounder. And we also look at his other teammates. And my hope is that we can put Modest Buzelis on Miles Bridges. That would be ideal. But either way, he's the power forward. Over the last 15 games, the Hornets second fewest rebounds allowed to power forwards. Also, who's Nikola Vucevic going to guard? Mark Williams or Yusuf Nurkic? Number one, or Mark Williams doesn't shoot threes. All he does is set screens and cut to the rim. So Vooch should be down there basically in the paint, stepping in and out of the paint the whole game. So he'll be down there for rebounds. And then Yusuf Nurkic, shoot a three. We don't care. You shoot like 20% from three. So I look at that as a high upside spot for the big centers. Modest Buzelis, I think if he's going to get rebounds, like offensive rebounds and stuff like that, I'll take my chances here for a Hornets team that's playing a lot slower than they might have been playing early on in the season with LaMelo Ball. Their offense is a disaster. Go turn it over 20 times. I don't care. I think this line's a tad too high. 5.5, I might avoid it, but at 6.5, I just don't see him as a 7 rebound guy. If he gets 7, whatever, tip the cap to him. Maybe he's become a better rebounder, bro. I'll take that at minus 130. A little bit more juice than I like, but whatever. We move on. My next play is an under in threes. As you guys should know, my under in threes market, 28-4 on those this season. 28-4, an 88% win rate. Today, I have one in the video, and I have one as an exclusive play. We'll talk about that in a second. Donovan Mitchell, under 3.5 threes, minus 140. I get it. More juice than I normally take. You guys know I don't really bet a lot of minus 140s. Heck, minus 130s, usually my cutoff. 3-point props are a little bit more welcoming for me to take a little bit more juice because the difference between 3 and 4 threes is a big difference. I mean, you know that. Whereas the difference between like 21.5 or 22.5 points, whatever, it's 1 point, I'll live with it. I'd rather not lay juice on a points prop. But at this, for Donovan Mitchell, I'll take a chance here at under 3.5 threes. Now, him and the Cavaliers, they're 5 games above the Celtics. They technically haven't clinched home court advantage throughout the playoffs, but let's be honest, they basically have. They would have to lose out, and the Celtics would have to win out. So I'm not too worried about Donovan Mitchell randomly getting 40 minutes here. That's probably not going to happen. And so we should see him on a little bit of a shorter rotation here. And I see this as a good spot to fade him. Now, I understand if you look at the Kings, who he faces today at home, the Kings are a team that on paper give up a ton of threes. And you might be like, Austin, we might be cooked, man. They give up the most threes in the league or something like that. But it's not the three-pointers really that Donovan Mitchell shoots. And we'll kind of touch on that and talk about what I mean by that. Now, they will give up threes. There's no doubt about that. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The Kings aren't a great defense, but they are a team that are looking to win because they are tied, I believe, at the 9 and 10 seed. They're right there. So they're looking to win. And hopefully that leads to, hey, we should try to slow down Donovan Mitchell and let someone else beat us. But if you look at Donovan Mitchell, you will see, and we'll first start at the spot up shooting. Now, spot up shooting, as I said, the Kings are terrible. Dead last. You see that 30th in spot up shooting, but you see that doesn't account for a lot of shots. In fact, only 11% of his points come on spot up shots. In fact, Donovan Mitchell attempts 9 threes per game. Only 3 of them are spot up shots. In fact, the other ones are all pick and roll ball handler or in transition, where the Kings actually aren't terrible. We saw him play them earlier, just a few weeks ago. He had 1 3-pointer on 6 attempts. That was a game without Darius Garland. Now, tonight, we'll see if Ty Jerome plays or not. But again, 1 for 6, pretty solid. He's going to get Keegan Murray or Keon Ellis on him. At the end of the day, I look at this. He's under in 16 of his last 24, which is pretty good. If you look at the games where he's played, and I don't think he shoots more than like 10 threes tonight. When he shoots 10 or fewer threes, we're looking at an 80% give or take hit rate. If he even gets 8 or more, 8, he's at like an 83% hit rate. So I look at this as a spot where I think Donovan Mitchell maybe takes his foot off the gas pedal. Maybe he lets Darius Garland, who's kind of struggled shooting the basketball recently, get going. Also, I just don't think he's in line for a bunch of catch and shoot opportunities. And from there, when he shot 6 threes against him, that was with Jonas Valanciunas playing, not Domantas Sabonis, who's a much better defender. So I look at this as a spot where I know on paper you might be like, they give up a ton of threes. Why wouldn't you back Donovan Mitchell's over? But I see this as actually, I think, as teammates like DeAndre Hunter, Evan Mobley, Max Strus, maybe Dean Wade plays, Sam Merrill, all those guys off the bench that shoot threes and spam them. It's their matchup for just catch and shoot. And I think Donovan Mitchell could maybe have a spike game in assists. I just don't know if he's making 4 threes. And honestly, pretty much anyone in the NBA you can get at a 3.5 threes line, I'm interested, except for Steph Curry. We don't fade him. But at 3.5 threes here, I'll take a chance on Donovan Mitchell, a guy that normally isn't hitting 4 threes or more. He did make 6 in his most recent game, but again, he shot 11 of them and he made his first 4. So, and the Spurs are a team that don't care, whereas the Kings do care. The Kings need to win. They don't want to lose these games. So again, I like Donovan Mitchell under in threes. Might make me look like a bozo, but again, I don't think he shoots more than 10. If he shoots 10 or fewer, I feel like it's a good read. If he's at 11, 12, 13, fine. Bad read. And if he shoots 8 and makes 4 of them and shoots 50%, I tip the cap. Treat it. Let's talk about this next one. I'd argue out of the unders, this might be my favorite under of the video. And I could have made an exclusive play, but I love you guys and you're watching on Sunday, so I didn't. But I really, really like this one. That's Rolls-Royce O'Neal under 11.5 points. I forget who his wife is, but I know a lot of people think his wife is attractive, and they're like, how the hell did Royce O'Neal pull that? I don't know. Maybe it's that necklace that he's wearing in that profile picture. But hey, props to Royce O'Neal, man. Enjoy your enjoy your life. Just not tonight, man. We're fading you under 11.5 points, minus 120. I'm Bet365. Royce O'Neal's a very simple player. Maybe that was rude. He shoots threes. That's what he does. And Royce O'Neal, in fact, over the last 4 games, Royce O'Neal has attempted 26 shots. I'll give you a guess. Out of the 26 shots, how many of them were 3-pointers? Take a guess. All right, he's an NBA player. He probably got a couple layups. All 26 of his shots have been 3-pointers. Yeah, he's just firing it up left and right. And I respect that. But on the road, I'm okay fading a guy like this who's just firing up threes. If you look at all of his threes and you look at his 3-point prop, it is at 2.5. Him to make 4 threes is plus 190. So you'd say give or take the under on that is about minus 250. So they think it's pretty uncommon that he makes 4 threes tonight. And I look at the matchup against my New York Knicks, even better. The Knicks should welcome our boy Jalen Brunson, the COS Hall of Famer, back. I'm not getting involved in Brunson tonight, but I will get involved on the other side. I'm Mr. Royce O'Neal. Let's talk about him, talk about his scoring metrics. As I said, and we should have highlighted this, we know Kevin Durant's not playing. You could take Kevin Durant in or out. We've seen in the games without Kevin Durant, he's actually had some pretty decent games in here. And that did include a game against the Knicks where he went off and had 17 points, 5 of 10 shooting. Congrats to him on that game. Now, Bradley Beal did not play in that one as well. And then some others in their different rotations. But I more so would just want to look at him as a whole. Now, I get it. We look at this. His chart's going to be redder than normal because, I mean, he's been playing some games with Kevin Durant. But I look at this spot for him. He attempts and scored 61% of his points come on spot-up shots. We just talked about him. He shoots threes. The Knicks rank 3rd there. Over the last 10 games, they've allowed the 2nd fewest catch-and-shoot threes. So they've been a really good catch-and-shoot defense. And as I said, his 3-point prop is sitting at around 2.5. So we look at Royce O'Neal this season. I'll even give him 20 minutes. He can play 20 minutes because he's probably going to play that tonight. When I look at Royce O'Neal, I just need to stop saying Rolls Royce. That's giving me a tongue twister. But like I said, his 4+ 3-point prop is plus 190. Could he make those? Yeah. But when he plays 20 or more minutes and makes 3 or fewer, he's under nearly every single game. I'll even give him a 3 or 2. I'll give him 2 threes, still under in a majority of games. And, he could play even more minutes than that. I don't see this as a spot where Royce O'Neal goes nuclear. Sure, you can play 30 minutes. I don't care. Still under in 1 of 5. Now, I guess he has gotten a little bit sharp there. But again, these games are in December. We're in April now. 11.5 still available on every single book. I just don't think this is a good spot for him. I think Booker could do his thing. I think Bradley Beal, that guy's collecting paychecks. I want Bradley Beal's life, but he can't play worse, right, than he played last game. So I think Booker and Beal do their things. And at the end of the day, Royce O'Neal, he's in a rotation where there's just tons of different guys that Mike Budenholzer's throwing left and right. Like, I don't know who the heck's playing well. Grayson Allen, Tyus Jones. We got Connor Gillespie. We have, what's his name? Ryan Dunn, Grayson Allen, all these guys. We're just throwing them left and right. We don't know who the heck's going to play well tonight. And so if Royce O'Neal misses his first shot or two, get on the bench. So again, I think it's a good spot to fade him. I get it. He's had some good numbers against the Knicks, made 5 threes. So if he makes 5 threes, whatever, we live with that. I just don't think this is a good matchup based on how the Knicks are playing defense right now. They play pretty slow. They're bringing back Jalen Brunson, which probably makes them play a little bit slower too. So I'll fade him. He might get the minutes, but spot up shooting against the Knicks is really not the place to attack. I think Booker has a good game. I think Beal, they can do their job. I'll fade Royce O'Neal at 11.5 points, makes 4 threes, plus 190. Congrats. take your money. If you want to go bet, you think it makes 4 threes, go bet it. Plus 190 on FanDuel is your best odds. My final play of the day is a Dub Club exclusive one, is actually another under in threes. So again, there's a $10 off for your first month coupon link down below. Go check that out. It's linked in the description of the video. We've done really well in under in threes today. I really like the one we got cooked up today. We need a winner. Exclusive plays have lost the last two. Today's max. So again, you can check that out. It is linked down below, and the Dub Club was already sent out earlier today. I don't think the line has moved at all. So you can check it out. Under in threes, Dub Club exclusive, fifth play of the day. To recap, though, we have Tyrese Haliburton's over in assists, minus Buzelis under in rebounds, Mitchell under in threes, Royce O'Neal under in points, a Dub Club exclusive under in threes, $10 off your first month. Coupon link down below. If you are here this late on a Sunday watching the video, I could touch on maybe some other things I looked at, and I'll start first with this game. Lakers Thunder. I won't spend much time talking about these other games, but I looked at this game, and I'll be honest, I had a play written up where it was Lou Dort to make some threes. I really like Lou Dort tonight. I just don't think I would take 2.5 threes, but I do like him to make 2. Head-to-head wise, he made 4 earlier this season. He's been shooting 44% at home. I think it's a great spot for Lou. Coming off an 0 for 4 game at Houston, I think the Lakers give him some open look. So I do like him. I almost did him 2 threes, parlayed with Luka rebounds, 6+ rebounds, which he's hitting like 17 straight. Just didn't want to get involved there, but I do like that one. In terms of where to talk about that game, Toronto, Brooklyn, call the number if you're betting on that. We have Washington versus Boston. Call the number if you're betting on that. This one I looked at, San Antonio versus Portland. One I looked at, didn't end up pulling the trigger, is Stephon Castle. Where the heck are you, man? His rebounds and assist line dropped to 11.5, which is kind of surprising. He's been dishing it and doing pretty well, grabbing the boards, 14, 17 potential assists recently. Not the best matchup against the Blazers, but I mean, he's had 9 in both matchups against them before, and that's been with other guys like Fox, CP3, Wemby, and all those guys. So I don't mind that one. That is one prop that I looked at. Portland, can't really bet on them right now. Utah, Atlanta, we already saw. Did we talk about that one? No, I don't. I'm not betting on Jazz games. You got the wrong guy. Sacramento, Cleveland, already did that. Phoenix, New York. I don't really want to bet on Brunson or any of the Knicks until we see kind of what Brunson's doing. First game back, what his minutes are like. Indiana. I mean, we basically talk, and then Bucks, Pelicans. I'm not really betting on that. So again, 5 picks today. Really like the card we got cooked up for you, and I think we have a pretty good day. Let's have a good bounce back day. Have an early start. Starts with modest Buzelis cashing his under and rebounds, and then we move on throughout the day. Hopefully cash in the rest of our picks. If you want to go check out our MLB video, we already posted it. We had a 3-3 day yesterday, better than what we've been doing. MLB is going to get hot. I'm going to let you know right now, MLB is going to get hot. Could start today, which MLB video today probably gets negative views, which probably means it's a good day. So if you want to check that out, I'll link it somewhere on the screen. Go check that out, and I'll see you guys back in on Monday. I do want to note, NBA schedule on Monday is not good. Let's look at it. 2 games, Sacramento, Detroit, Philly, Miami. So don't expect a lot of plays from me tomorrow. But either way, thanks for tuning in. It's Austin. I'm signing out, and I'll see you guys back again tomorrow. 2 games, max 2 picks. We'll figure that out. We'll see you then. Peace. Have a great Sunday and great rest of your week.